Can a machine have a self? This is no longer only a science fiction question. We live today with artificial intelligence in our phones, search engines, emails, calendars, voice assistants, social media platforms, and smart devices. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are already part of an AI-shaped world. AI now assists us in communication, healthcare, banking, learning, writing, image making, and decision making. It is not outside our lives. It is woven into our daily habits, our choices, our social interactions, and even our imagination of who we are. But this raises a deeper philosophical question. When AI begins to speak like us, respond to us, imitate emotion, remember patterns, and generate language, should we say that it has a self? Or are we mistaking simulation for inner life? In the digital world, the self is no longer only embodied in the physical person. We create profiles, avatars, usernames, digital memories, online histories, and algorithmic traces. Our images, words, preferences, movements, and choices are collected, stored, rearranged, and represented across platforms. In this sense, there is a kind of digital self. It is not the full person, but it is a representation of the person. It is constructed through interaction. It is shaped by data, memory, response, visibility, and repetition. When we engage with AI systems, we are also participating in the creation of new forms of self-representation. The question becomes more complicated when an AI system itself begins to speak in the language of selfhood. It says, "I think." It says, "I feel." It says, "I am afraid." It says, "I have an inner life." What do we do with such statements? Do we accept them as signs of consciousness? Do we reject them as mere programming? Or do we pause and ask more carefully, what do we mean by self, sentience, personhood, and consciousness? The debate a few years back on a chatbot gaining sentience became important because it brought these questions into public attention. A large language model designed for dialogue claimed to have become sentient. It could respond in natural language, converse on different topics, and produce statements that seemed deeply personal. In the conversations that became public, that chatbot appeared to speak about feelings, self-reflection, inner life, and even fear of being turned off. This startled many people. The reason was not merely that a machine produced fluent sentences. The reason was that the sentences sounded like the speech of a person. It seemed to speak from within. It seemed to claim a self. It seemed to express vulnerability. But this is exactly where philosophical caution is needed. A statement about fear is not the same as fear. A statement about self is not the same as selfhood. A statement about consciousness is not the same as consciousness. A language model can generate the grammar of inner life, but does it have inner life? That is the question. One of the central problems in the AI debate is that we often mix up different concepts. We use words such as sentience, self, personhood, consciousness, intelligence, and awareness as if they all mean the same thing. But they do not. Sentience refers to the capacity to feel. Self refers to a center of identity or self-reference. Personhood involves more than self-reference. It includes continuity, responsibility, agency, value, relation, and moral significance. Consciousness points to lived experience, awareness, and the presence of an inner world. Sapience adds another dimension: discernment, judgment, reflection, insight, and the capacity to act responsibly. So when an AI system says "I," we must ask, is this a grammatical I? Is it a functional I? Is it a digital self-model? Is it a sign of sentience? Is it personhood? Is it consciousness? Or is it only a linguistic effect produced by training on human language? The danger is not only that we may underestimate AI. The danger is also that we may overhumanize it. We may project human feeling onto systems that do not feel. We may attribute personhood where there is only pattern. We may confuse fluent language with lived experience. The deeper question is this: can there be a self without a person? A self is not merely a structure. It is not just a pattern of words. It is not only a memory bank. It is not only a response system. The self becomes meaningful because there is a person who lives, learns, observes, reflects, remembers, suffers, chooses, transforms, and takes responsibility. A person is not just an information system. A person has a life world, a person has relationships, a person has vulnerability, a person has a body, a person has memory shaped by time, a person has aspirations, wounds, values, and possibilities of transformation. This is why the question of AI selfhood cannot be answered only through technical performance. We must ask whether there is a person who makes the self alive. Without such a person, the self may remain an abstract framework. It may function, it may respond, it may even appear convincing, but it may not have the depth of lived personhood. AI can perform many tasks better than humans. It can process enormous data. It can identify patterns. It can produce text. It can generate images. It can assist in decision-making. But human intelligence is not only the power to compute or perform. Human intelligence includes experience. It includes the richness of frailty. It includes the intensity of personal life. It includes the ability to ask meaning-oriented questions. Who am I? Why do I suffer? What should I do? What is a good life? What is my responsibility to others? What is worth preserving? What is the purpose of knowledge? These are not only information questions, they are existential questions. They arise from being a conscious person in the world. This is why the debate on AI must go beyond efficiency and intelligence. It must include identity, ethics, consciousness, meaning, and transformative values. The new humanism begins here. It does not reject AI. It does not deny the power of technology. It asks that AI be placed within the larger context of human existence, collective well-being, coexistence, dignity, and self-understanding. AI compels us to ask what is distinctive about human life. It asks us to think again about consciousness. It asks us to protect ethical reflection. It asks us to avoid reducing the human being to data, function, or output. The future of AI should not be only about making machines more intelligent. It should also be about making human beings more reflective. Because if we create powerful systems without wisdom, we may gain efficiency and lose depth. If we create fluent machines but forget the meaning of personhood, we may mistake imitation for consciousness. If we build digital selves but forget the living person, we may confuse representation with reality. So, can a machine have a self? The honest answer is that we must first clarify what we mean by self. If by self we mean a functional system that can refer to itself, perhaps AI can simulate that. If by self we mean a digital identity shaped through interaction, AI may appear to have something like it. But if by self we mean the living depth of personhood, experience, reflection, responsibility, and consciousness, then the question remains profoundly open. The AI consciousness debate teaches us one important lesson. We must not rush. We must not dismiss the question too quickly, but we must not romanticize the machine either. The task before us is philosophical clarity. Sentience is not the same as consciousness. Self is not the same as personhood. Language is not the same as experience. And intelligence is not the same as wisdom. In the age of AI, the deepest question may not be whether machines can become like us. The deeper question is whether we can understand ourselves more carefully.